This presentation is a summary of the report carried out by Human Shields. In this report, we will be focusing on Green HRM in the context of the case film Up in the Air. What is Green HRM? Green HRM is Green Human Resource Management. It is the use of HRM policies, philosophies, and practices to promote sustainable use of business resources and thwart any untoward harm arising from environmental concerns in organizations. How is it applied in organizations? Green HRM is practiced in various HRM functions like recruiting, employment training, creating a sustainable work culture for employees. Now that we've seen what Green HRM is and how it's applicable in organizations, let's see what the importance of Green HRM is. Studies show that incorporating Green HRM practices and policies in organization leads to three main advantages. First, improved corporate financial performance. The second is better employee retention. And the third is attracting better talent. It is difficult to make reference to specific companies featured in the case film. So, we aim to provide an analysis and recommendation to companies who are undergoing downsizing, similar to those featured in the film. To make these recommendations applicable, we need to make a number of assumptions on the companies involved, so that we can generalize this analysis and then provide recommendations to the companies in the case film. For this topic to be made relevant to the companies in consideration, we have made three assumptions. First, companies laying off employees because of financial difficulties. Second, companies in consideration have limited or ineffective Green HRM policies. And companies intend to continue operating through these difficulties and upsize when appropriate.
Two meta-analyses have indicated a positive relationship between corporate environmental performance and corporate financial performance. One study investigated the financial performance of companies and found that between a 50% and 30% improvement was seen for companies classed as environmental leaders. Another study on 180 US companies concluded that in the long term, in the high sustainability companies had outperformed the low sustainability companies financially. One study suggested enhanced firm performance was due to the following outcomes: prevention of waste, reduction of energy consumption, product and process innovation. It has been found both small and large firms achieve similar benefits from improved environmental performance. It was also found that firms based in the United States benefit from strong environmental performance. These findings are particularly relevant in this report as in the context of the case film. The companies were based in the US and were both small and large companies. One obvious way for firms to improve financial performance is by avoiding potential penalties for breach of environmental regulation, such as those handed down by the US Environmental Protection Agency. This is particularly relevant in the case study as all companies are subject to US legislation and the EPA authority.
As discussed previously, significant evidence shows that corporate environmental performance can result in improved company financial performance across companies and industries. It is reasonable to state that should the companies in the case film implement an effective Green HRM strategy, financial benefits would come. It is obvious that at least in part, this effective Green HRM was missing, and that caused negative financial impact in these companies. The presence of an effective Green HRM strategy could reverse this process. This leads us to the most important part of our presentation, in which we discuss specific Green HRM processes and their role in the company performance. It can be supposed that developing directed Green HRM strategies can affect the employees will be the most effective way to influence company environmental performance in an organization.
Several studies consider HRM as the crucial factor in an organization's environmental performance. The role that green human resource management processes have in people management in the context of environment are best described through the extensive work of Renwick in 2013, who used the ability, motivation, opportunity model as developed by Applebaum in 2000 to outline these processes. This model is displayed on the screen. Other theories and models on application of GHRM strategies are available. However, while these discuss broadly the same practices, the Renwick AMO model is the most comprehensive available. It is beyond the capacity of this report to provide in-depth review on all GHRM processes as seen. What we have done is focused on those processes most comprehensively researched and for those which the most relevant recommendations could be devised were chosen. These are recruitment and selection, employee training, and supportive cultures. Recruitment and selection. Green hiring is the process of hiring people with environmental values aligned with the firm's positive environmental goals. This is a current HRM challenge faced by companies in the recruitment of new talent in an increasingly environmentally aware younger generation. Consequently, some companies are adopting GHRM practices as a form of employer branding to increase attractiveness to potential recruits. This is of relevance to the companies in the case study, as when they attempt to upsize, demonstrating a strong environmental strategy and a positive environmental culture will make them a more attractive prospect to the best candidates. Hiring the best candidates will make a stronger company that will ultimately provide better financial results. Our recommendations based on this is that a company should highlight positive environmental practices during their recruitment period. The limitations on this is that excessive emphasis on environmental competencies during this process may alienate some potential candidates and might lead to an organisation overlooking talented potential employees.
Employee training. Green training and development is described as educating employees on the value of environmental management, train them in working methods that conserve energy, reduce waste, diffuse environmental awareness within the organization, and provide an opportunity to engage employees in environmental problem solving. As the companies are being asked to reorientating their business model to a more environmentally sustainable direction, upskilling existing and new employees will play a key role in this change. We recommend organizations create environmental management specific long-term ongoing training programs for staff aimed at improving their environmental knowledge and how this can be applied in their workplace. Structures should be in place to assess the effectiveness of these training programs. Welcome trade union involvement in creation and implementation of these training programs. Supportive cultures for environmental management. The organizational culture should promote the motivation and involvement of workers to take part in green thinking. This provides opportunity for employees to express innovative ideas through green culture. The senior management of the organization drives the green culture by engaging with it and empowering it. A strategic vision that consists of strong and embedded values is needed in order for long-term sustainability of green culture. We recommend strong strategic vision for the organizational culture that promotes and supports environmental management. Senior management must be trained to promote and lead the environmental culture of the organization. The organization should provide training of the employees in skills that promote a meaningful contribution to the environmental management vision. The limitations to this is that the theory does not consider social responsibility of the organization to environmental management as members of society. Social responsibility provides an emotional and positive association from the employee inspires green thinking that produces innovative ideas.
No specific best practice guidelines on Green HRM practice implementation were found during research for this report. The conclusion is that the model, as previously described, can be taken as a general overview of the processes to be considered in developing Green HRM strategies and policies. The recommendations in this report are intentionally broad. The implementation of these practices on an individual firm basis will be subject to company-specific best practice guidelines at local level. The limitation to the theory is, however, that in a general sense it has been commented that academic research is lagging behind practice.